Hi, my name is Adriana Spiritu, and this is my final video presentation of Paris is Burning. About the film, this documentary focuses on drag queens living in New York City and their house culture, which provides a sense of community and support for the flamboyant and often socially shunned performers. Groups from each house compete in elaborate balls that take cues from the world of fashion and pure self-expression. Also touching on issues of racism and poverty, the film features interviews with a number of renowned drag queens, including Willie Ninja, Pepper LaBeija, and Dorian Corey. So first off, how does dance help an individual form their gender identity using one example from the film? From Ms. LaBeija, when someone has rejection from their mother or father, their family, when they get out in the world, they search. They search for someone to fill that void. I know this for experience because I've had kids come to me and latch hold of me like I'm their mother or like I'm their father because they can talk to me and I'm gay and they're gay. I believe that the drag culture in Paris is Burning helps an individual form their gender identity by creating a safe space for those who identify as gay. Being gay was not as accepted back in the 80s as it is now, and having the flamboyant and fabulous fashion, the voguing, their style of dance, and the drag families created a safe environment for those who did not feel safe to be themselves in their own homes. Here are some photos of them at the ball. So, secondly, how does dance help an individual form their socioeconomic, social class identity using one example from this film? So here's a quote from Willie Ninja that says, "I'm a mother of the house of Ninja because they say I'm the best voter out. To be the mother of the house, you have to have the most power. Take a real family. It's a mother that's the hardest worker and the mother that gets the most respect." In this quote, Willie explains that he is the best voguer out there. Voguing is a highly stylized modern house dance originating in the late 80s, where this documentary took place. Since the dancers could not fight physically, they would battle through fierce and theatrical dance movements. This type of dance helped Willie Ninja establish himself in the drag scene and thus became a drag family leader, and therefore helped him form his social class identity. How does dance help a collective form their gender identity using one example from the film? Here's a quote from Ms. Dorian. She says, "When they're undetectable, when they can walk out of that ballroom into the sunlight and onto the subway and get home and still have all their clothes and no blood running off their bodies, those are the femme realness queens." And usually it's a category for young queens. Just like I mentioned before, the ballrooms and the stages of the extravagant balls in the drag scene and culture create a safe space for those who identify as gay. They do not get hurt physically, mentally, or emotionally and are able to be themselves while they are voguing, showing off their extravagant fashion, or just sitting in the crowd. Lastly, how does dance help a collective form their socioeconomic/social class identity using one example from the film? So this quote says, "A house is a gay street gang. Now, where street gangs get their rewards from street fights, a gay house street fights at a ball. And you street fight at a ball by walking in the categories. The houses started because you wanted a name. The people that the houses are named after were ball walkers who became known for it, really." So house walkers are composed of the best ball walkers, the best voguers, which are the best dancers, just the best of the best. This helps members of the community climb the drag ladder and can contribute to their income, lifestyle, and occupations, and helps them form their social class identity. Lastly, here's a quote about voguing, which is this very, very special dance style that was created from the drag scene. This, ladies and gentlemen, is voguing, a form of dance that has its roots in Harlem. It took off on runway modeling, which they had plenty of last night as well. Voguing is an attitude, a style. It's a kind of institutionalized showing off, but not without its entertainment value. Something very spectacular, very important. Art form, very important. It's just so theatrical. And right here on the left are some of the trophies that they won during the balls. Here's Miss Extravaganza herself and Miss Venus Extravaganza. Rest in peace to them both. And that's my presentation. Thank you so much.